you're listening to the Mac and T Show podcast. Here are your hosts, Ryan Mackay and T Davis.
What time is it?
It's time for the Mac and T Show.
What time is it?
I said it's time for the Mac and T Show.
Welcome back to the Mac and T Show podcast. Well, we have a national champion on the women's side, T. South Carolina.
Gamecocks.
South Carolina took care of business last night in the women's NCAA championship game.
Congratulations, Dawn Staley.
Yes, on her second championship, 2017 being their first. And, first African American woman, but African American as well, head
With
coach
two.
to win multiple championships. So, I mean, this is a game that they, other than a couple of times where UConn made a few runs to cut it to 6, something like that, South Carolina controlled the game for the most part the entire way. And every time UConn would make a little run, Don would make us some
Adjustment.
kind of adjustment. Yes, and they just handle things. And I'll tell you this, Destiny Henderson, I'm trying to see what her stats were. I didn't realize
Is she
was
coming
that.
back?
No, she's a senior. But in
Okay.
her last game as a Gamecock, she got a career high 26 points and was just all over the floor. I didn't realize she was 9 or 20 from the field, but I thought it was a little better than that. But yeah, all over the place. 3 steals, 4 assists. Leah Boston had another double-double. She was named most outstanding player of the tournament. I guess of the Final Four.
She had a nice little thing. Said they had a meme of her crying last year, and now she started crying again before she finished the
Happy.
interview.
She told Holly it was happy tears.
Right.
Happy tears.
And I was like, oh, that's good.
Yeah. But, and even Gino in his post-game press conference said that South Carolina was the better team. That they would have needed luck to beat them, and they didn't.
But
they didn't
yeah,
get luck.
whatever. I just.
And listen, while I'm there, people had commented on the last show saying that I was being too harsh off of two times of having experience with Gino. That I need to have a few more times before I can really make an opinion.
I had 0. What they say about me? I had 0. How about that?
They were just talking about my
Your examples.
yes, and that's all well and fine. And I'm not saying that people shouldn't like him. He may be different, to others, but I just know my 2 experiences have not been pleasant.
I had 0 with him, and my experience with him is from what he said, how he said it, the way he was talking, and that's all I need to go on. Like, you are who you are. Your character, if you flip-flopping in person, being a different person than when you saying this stuff to the media, then that's another problem. So, and it's fine to be confident, but arrogance is a whole different level of, nah, I'm not with it.
21 offensive rebounds for the Gamecocks last night. That's big time.
Lord, they couldn't keep them off the boards. You ain't gonna win a lot of games. You keep giving up that many second shot.
Well, now that the women's NCAA tournament is over, that means that 24 hours of nothing but net is fixing to get rocking and rolling. We about to start recording some pre-interviews.
Some post interviews. I'm confused.
We do a lot of interviews that are shown during the 24 hours. We pre-record them, so with the celebrities and the whatnot.
Oh, is this for that where she finished with that shooting competition?
This
This free throw thing.
Yeah, her 24-hour free throw marathon.
Oh, okay.
24 hours, mbn.com for anyone that would like to donate.
Look, Brian, we tired of breaking records for I'm just joking.
And yes, hopefully after this year, I can officially call myself Emmy Award
Oh Lord,
nominated
yeah, I forgot about
and
that.
and winner, God willing, and winner.
Right. Don't let these Emmy awards. We see what happened. They'll lift you up and they'll tear you down.
Oh
One
no,
mistake.
oh no.
They,
Yes, we're
don't
gonna get.
don't get yeah. Don't get caught up. But it'll be cool to say.
It will be, yes. Well, I can officially say after this year because we are going to be at least nominated. So I can officially say it after this year.
And they always be like Oscar nominated, Grammy nominated. And be like, but that mean they lost.
Yes.
When they be doing that in the movies.
Emphasis on nominated.
Right. Be like, but that don't mean they won. Why are we saying this? It's just the nomination good enough? I guess so. I'm talking about for
Oh,
movies, not for your situation.
correct. But yes, shout out to the Gamecocks. Congratulations, SEC standing up once again.
I'm proud of the SEC. They looking better. Cause there was a period when I was like, y'all letting the brand fall off. But the brand picking back up. Um, had quite a few good teams this season. So
And South Carolina's the trains fixed to keep right on rolling. They had a
but
few.
they got some more good signings.
That McDonald's All American game last week. They had a couple on in there going to South Carolina. That was and UConn as well. UConn had a couple. But yeah, there was some talent in
Well,
that McDonald's.
Paige did nothing. She had 14 points.
Yeah,
Somebody was harassing her all night because she played
Destin,
39 minutes.
there again, Destiny Henderson and Zaya Cook and Bree Beal, the guard. This is what was impressive about last night. It was the guards. I mean, the Boston got her double double, but it was the guards that really controlled things for South Carolina, and that's not defensively. Sure, they've been decent all year long, but offensively, they have not been the impact. I mean, it's been a kind of Achilles heel for South Carolina because their guards have just not been the impact
Didn't show
offensively.
up.
And last night they showed up and on defense they just harassed
Well,
Beckers. I mean,
that's
they had Beckers
good.
running all over the floor off a screen. And, when you having to run off 2 or 3 screens just to get open, that wears you down.
And you know that he already said that if Paige ain't on the floor, he wasn't confident. But when she got hurt, and it's like, why was she in the game?
And
So
AZ Fudd, their freshman,
she did nothing.
she was hurt. I mean, you could tell there was
Oh, she
something
got hurt because she
there
did
was
like 3
something there was
points.
something wrong. She did not play well, and she went out early, and I think people were assuming she hurt something, and yeah, she never really was the same. But if those two could get healthy, and then they'll be back next year, that they're gonna be a force.
Yeah, as long as he stay in that conference they in. Um, Look here. Speaking of injuries, I know this ain't on the docket, but I
Mm-hmm.
told you I could have something.
Mm-hmm.
You see my cousin yesterday. I know you may not have watched the game. He out there
Mm-mm.
hobbling around, his shoe off. I was like, bruh, like really, really, really. He played through it. I guess that's something. We lost. I was
Mm.
like, hey, I know all at this point you can hope is not you. I can hope is that LeBron can find a way to win the scoring title. Okay, going back to the women's sports. Sorry, that was just a sidebar.
No, you people understand how it is on this show. They know anything that hit your spirit, you and it's usually Laker related. So
It's so sad.
but
Woe is me. Woo woo woo.
let's go from the cold of Minnesota down here to the Big Easy
To
of
Nolans.
New Orleans. In the men's Final Four, we got a Kansas and North Carolina championship. But I really want to talk about. I can't really say much about the Kansas Villanova game. Villanova, they came in with two stars hurt, and it was just everything they could do just to stay in the
To
game.
stay afloat.
And Kansas just pretty much dominated that throughout. Had that well in hand. They moved on to the championship game. They will face North Carolina, who beat Duke and took down Coach K. Bye bye, Coach K.
Let me tell you, I had never seen him be so energetic. Now I don't watch a lot of Duke, but he
When
was
he
on the
kicked his
sideline.
leg, did you see him kick his leg up all excited?
I was like, I ain't never seen. He wanted this game because I
Well,
ain't
I
never seen
said,
him like he used to be cool as the other side of the pillar.
somebody, LaChina Robinson, shout out to LaChina, women's basketball reporter. She put on Twitter a tweet that pretty much encapsulated the loss for Coach K. She said that he has broken so many hearts and won so many big games against people that it's almost like it's poetic that it didn't end in a storybook fashion for him. That this loss happened like this.
He ain't had that many. How many championships they got? 5. I could just be saying everybody got 5.
I don't know the actual number, but
Let's
I
look.
just know
I'm gonna
that
go look.
he's he's been won so many big games that
Right.
it broke. Yeah. So and
I meant you coached for 100 years. It's
well,
bound to happen.
speaking
Yeah, he
of
got
100,
5,
that was the very first time North Carolina Duke had played in the NCAA tournament.
which was just
And
astounding.
it's crazy to me. But it's also the 100th time they played since Coach K's been at Duke.
Wow.
What do
What's
you
his
think that
record?
made the record?
50-50.
50-50. How crazy
Wow.
is that?
50-50. The one loss that you needed to be just above 500.
So in my mind, what that means is you lost to North Carolina on your last game. Your last regular season and your last tournament game, and you couldn't even be ahead of them in the overall record. Bye
50
bye,
and
Coach K.
50.
Enjoy retirement.
Well, Coach K,
In all seriousness, enjoy
yeah, you've
retirement.
had a great career, sir.
Yes.
Congratulations, you won some gold medals. Even though I think the coaches don't get a gold medal when they do the
They do
Olympics.
not.
So, but he's still on the books as the coaches. So,
But
you
he's
won some
still
gold
gold.
medals,
Look, he's still considered gold medal winning.
right? Um, and you had your 5 championships, and God knows how many uh your tournaments y'all don't won.
ACC, yeah, I'm sure he's won a few of those.
Yeah. So, you've been successful. Like it's plenty of people that'll take your career half of it and
Mhm.
be happy. Whoever,
Um,
look, I don't know who the coach coming after him.
John
I,
Shire, his top assistant, used to play
John, you
for him.
gonna make it 3, 4 years, and they gonna get rid of you. This is just how the cookie crumble. You don't want to be the person that come after him, because the standard is so high. I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, no
It,
offense, to John, but he is a placeholder until they get the real replacement in there in a few years. That's all that is. They're gonna let him be the coach for a couple of years until the Duke name starts wearing off, and then they got to bring the next man in.
okay.
But yeah, keeping with North Carolina and Duke, you brought this to my attention. I didn't realize this because I hadn't seen First Take last week. But Jay Williams and Vince Carter were on a First Take segment. I guess this was at the end of the week where they were giving their top 5 Duke and North Carolina players. Or I guess they're top players, and it just I think Jay Williams just assumed it was a top 5 deal. Um, and let's see,
Yeah, Jay Will had. I could tell you, Jay Will had Jay Will. He had
Kyrie,
Kyrie.
Grant
He
Hill,
had Grant Hill, Zion,
uh,
and Leitner.
and
And
who did
then
Vince have?
Vince had some dude named Jay Ford or something.
Phil Ford, yes,
Phil
guard
Ford, excuse
guard
me.
that played back in the day. Oh
Michael
yeah,
Jordan, Stackhouse, uh, Antoine Jameson. Now I'm trying to remember off my head, and Rasheed Wallace.
okay.
But then he had himself. He had a bench. For some reason, Jay Will didn't do a bench. He had James Worthy and himself, Vince Carter, off the bench. And I was like, you should have been starting. And while I like Jameson, James Worthy should have that other forward spot. I'm just saying. Now, if you want to put Jameson on the bench, well, what are we doing? What are we doing?
Mm-hmm.
And when James, didn't he lead that team that he got Michael Jordan? Michael Jordan hit the shot, but James Worthy and what's the left-handed dude? That shot the three. He played on that team too.
Sam Perkins.
Sam Perkins and all them. Come on, man. I can't. What are we doing? But this ain't my people, so I can't really get too excited about it. But you could have had some better options.
Yeah, I just feel like, I mean, of course, we don't really know much about Phil Ford. He played back in the era when everything was black and white.
And that's enough to know, Brian.
There was no color.
We don't need to know no more. You remember them guys, how they used to shoot? He ain't finna be able to make it with these people. I'm sorry. It's some people who could make it. He ain't gonna be one of them. Let me Google and see if they got some footage. Because if he got one of them push shots, Brian, go ahead.
I'm thinking that he must have picked him just because
some stats.
Well, that, and he was a point guard, and I'm sure Vince was trying to put a point guard in there because. But at the end of the day, when you pick in a list like that, you can put Michael at the point guard, and I mean you can just you don't really have to have actual point guard. Because I'm sitting there trying to think, there really wasn't. I mean, there was Ed Cota, there was Raymond Felton. There was some decent Shammond Williams.
But this is what you have to balance. So that's one of the reasons that I said, and I told Larry, shout out Larry. I told Larry I would put my team, my championship, back-to-back championship, Lakers, Lord, I'm tripping. Gators against them because you need chemistry and people that's real. Lord, you're gonna have Stackhouse out here, Jordan, and because we talking about them in college, we ain't talking about that. So you can't think about Kyrie ain't gonna play. He played 12 games. Well, we can just say, well, he might play 12 minutes and then he gotta sit down. I'm just chemistry, and they loved each other enough to come back for one of them to try to make it to the league. Like, you can't beat that. You can't beat that. And I'll be like, go ahead.
I'm just trying to sit here I'm just trying to do just a top 5 for each. For North Carolina, I think.
So we picking the best players, or we trying to make a good team that's gonna have good chemistry, or does that not matter? That may not be relevant. They may.
No, because we're not playing. Look, because we're not playing the Gators, so we just do the best 5.
Okay.
Because I understand what you're saying as far as team chemistry and everything, but yeah, my best 5 would be, for North Carolina, it had to be Michael.
Of course.
Vince.
Right.
Worthy.
Good move, big game.
And then I would go. Wallace would be one of my big men. And I'd probably go Jameson for that 5th spot and just be a big lineup.
So you want to be able to switch a lot.
I'm trying to think. Ooh, no. Back up. I'm taking Jameson off. I'm gonna put Worthy and Rasheed in the post. Michael, Vince, and what was the boy's name? Skinny little boy. Oh gosh. Well, Joe Forte. You remember him? That boy.
That name sounds familiar.
That boy could play.
Okay, so Brian, I'm looking at Phil might can make the team. Y'all might need Phil.
Has some very
Phil
good
Ford.
stats.
Right, but I'm looking at him. He ain't got that. He look like he can run the team. Because you need somebody to control the game. Yeah, he ain't got that awkward looking game. Like Phil smooth with it. Okay, Phil y'all can keep him if you want to. I'm looking at some footage of him.
And
He could make it. He'll make y'all. He might be a difference maker for y'all.
on the Duke side,
And I like your afro.
on the Duke side of things, on the Duke side of things, Leitner, Grant Hill. I see as big as my North Carolina lineup would have been. I think I'm gonna go small with Duke and do Leitner, Grant Hill, and then Trajan Langdon, Bobby Hurley, and Jay Williams, or Shane Battier. Shane Battier, maybe that'd be better than Langdon. But yeah.
So you did say Bad, right?
Mhm.
Because I can't believe he didn't put. You need somebody that's gonna defend.
Yeah. I you know what? I probably scrap Bobby Hurley, put Jay Williams at the 1, Trajan Langdon 2, Shane Battier, Grant Hill, and Christian Laettner. That would be my 5.
Do you want to consider JJ Reddick? Do you want a shooter?
I considered him, but
Okay.
I put Langdon in there
What about
because
Danny Ferry? Do we get he don't want no consideration?
he got consideration, but
He
no.
got consideration, but no.
I picked
Okay.
Trajan Langdon because Langdon could actually he could defend and score. So
Okay,
that's why.
I got one more for you.
Okay,
What about Brand Flakes?
Brand Flakes.
Elgin Brand.
Oh
Always called
Lord, I
him Brand
forgot about
Flakes.
Elton Brand. Yeah, he would have
Brand Flakes
consideration.
get you some posts. Get down there and do
And
some dirty
Lord,
work.
while we going there, Carlos Boozer,
Carlos
another
Boozer.
one.
I was gonna dirty work. You need them guys. I know people like to pick all the
That's why
stars.
it's so hard to do North Carolina Duke because there's
So
so many options.
I guess it's your philosophy. Are you saying the best like that all stars, or are you saying I want to make a team that's gonna be successful?
A
If it's a
cohesive
one
unit.
game, right? Is this a one game, just go with it? Or is this like if we're gonna have a little season on the video game? Um,
Yeah, because I mean, you know me, I could have gone with any of that little group that won that 2005 championship. Rashad McCants, Sean May,
hmm
yeah, that whole little group
They
there.
had a nice little run, and Sean May ain't never heard of him since. What
Yeah,
happened to him?
yeah, assistant coach for North Carolina.
Oh, good lord!
Yeah,
This year, like right
yeah,
now,
yeah.
wow.
He on the bench.
So he got a chance to win another championship as coach.
Look at him.
All right,
Look at Sean.
that'll be cool.
Mhm. I mean, and Hubert Davis was a very good player.
He could shoot it. You know he
Eric
got a white wife.
Montross was
Just
a
in case y'all count.
great college
No, we
player.
ain't finna run about what I said, Brian.
What'd you say?
You know he got a white wife.
Yes, I saw.
we just for all the people in the back that may not have been at the press conference. But anyway, yeah, Hubert could play. You know, Andy Davis, I'm rooting for him
Mo-
for the
uh,
most part.
Montross
So
was a great college player.
yes,
I
yes,
rewatched their win against the Fab Five the other day.
and that's what we going with. So I feel like I
Um,
feel like I feel like I would make some changes, but I'm gonna go. I'm gonna stay in my house and go with my Gators, and I'm gonna just ride that crew. And if I had to make a change, it might be Bradley Bill for the white guy that could just shoot the lights out. I can't ever remember his name. But if we're going by college, and I don't know what Billy Donovan was looking at in practice, because I was like, bruh, what what is happening? How he
uh,
this good in the NBA and you ain't let him do nothing in college?
listeners,
What happened?
T is the only college team fan that would literally say something negative about the best coach in their program's history,
Well,
and
look,
the coach that has his name on the floor
yeah,
down there in Gainesville.
the coach that's doing very well with the Bulls. Let me just be clear. Let me elucidate.
Oh my.
Yes, let me elucidate.
Uh.
Joakim Noah, for the people in the back, Joakim Noah was about to lead that team. Green wasn't playing. And as God would have it, if the dude that was a Flintstone from Flint, Michigan, that was the point guard, and the white guy with the curly hair that was they two stars the year before they won that championship, if they don't go to the NBA early, Billy does not play those because Joe Kim was going to him trying to figure out how to get on the floor, and Green was just sitting in the bench because the other kid, and you see how look at God. Look at God.
Yeah, I can't think of that kid's name, but he always the story is similar to Rob Palenka's in Michigan, where Palenka was one of the star guards that they had to take a back seat to the Fab Five when they came in.
Yeah, he was sitting on the bench until till the let me see if I can find his name from Flint, Michigan. And I can't remember the white guy's name either, but I remember he had curly hair. And again, if they hadn't left, then Joe Kim might would have left because he was trying to figure out how to get on the court. And Torian Green was a good. He could shoot decent enough. He a solid defender. What's the slinky kid we had? That was another defender that kind of stayed for him. Uh, they stayed for him because his draft stock wasn't that good. And that's how they wound up winning back to back.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of that roster.
Corey Brewer.
Corey Brewer, yes.
So, hey, I call like I said, Billy was a solid coach. That's what I can say. He was solid, but
David Huertas.
he the
Oh,
Lord
yeah,
shined on him. You know that team had Maurice Spates. I don't think Spates had a good little run in the NBA. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, he just as recently he was still in the league.
Shut up! I didn't know that.
Hmm I did not realize they finished second to Tennessee that year in the East.
Lee Humphrey. That's the white guy that I keep saying. I didn't know his name.
Lee
And Lord,
Humphrey,
he
yes.
from Maryville, Tennessee. That's right around the corner from my hometown. Lord, I didn't realize Corey Brewer a Tennessean. He from Portland, Tennessee. Well, I just be. Anywho, so that's why I can, I try to be fair and impartial most of the time.
I'm trying to think of why David Huertas' name was ringing a bell. That's the boy that transferred from Florida to Ole Miss and never was
What they
the
thought.
yeah. He was like a 4-star recruit at Florida. Came in. That's why them stars don't mean anything. It's all about how you develop. Now that means something to
Well, you, some of the stars you can see. So some of it is an eye test, and
uh,
the stars, and
uh,
some of it is like, yeah, you a 3-star, but if you put in the work, and that's the importance of being able to be a scout and looking at all of that.
uh, just to poorly transition to our next topic.
What we reported to him.
Uh, the fallout from
Oh Lord, from
Will Smith and Chris
the
Rock
slap.
and the slap heard around the world that we spoke of last week.
The first thing I want to say, Brian, is he without saying cast the first stone.
That's
Okay, cause we got a lot of people casting these stones.
so Will has officially resigned from the academy. Um, his Netflix movie that was in production has halted production. It's just, and the video clip that I saw this weekend on TikTok.
Hmm. Oh Lord, was it some silliness?
No, not silly. Just the fact that I saw it on TikTok. That's what I'm
Oh, okay.
laughing at. There's this is not being shown anywhere, but there is literally a video on TikTok of Chris Rock and Will talking to each other backstage
After the thing,
after
or
the
was that
whole
another
thing.
show? That
It
could be a
looked like
different
it was the
show.
same. It looked like it
Did,
was the same, thing,
did
but it's
Will
not
have
being.
that? All you need to see is Will's tie, cause that's not a tie that you would see all the time.
Yeah.
Did he have that
And
same tie on with that
I
silver
don't. I
thing
couldn't
on
see.
it?
His back was to the camera,
Oh,
but him
okay.
and Chris would. Yeah, and
Because they had the Sleeping Joe video where they had put looked like Joe Biden was falling asleep in the interview, but that was a
yes.
whole little thing.
Oh,
So you have to be cautious.
and also there was another angle of after he slapped him and he's walking back, and you see Jada kind of laughing at at Chris's reaction and everything. So you see that angle as well. We didn't see that in the moment.
Right. It's enough cameras in this place where we can see all of this and see everything that's happening. Because the little bit of the video I saw, I didn't see him ever turn to look at Jada's reaction. Because her response was like, oh, why?
And
And then
yeah,
he was
she rolled her
laughing.
eyes and everything.
Right.
Yeah,
She's like, oh, why did you say that? And then he, ha, 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 ha. Wait a minute, what did he say? And then they all went left. Anyway, this is one reason you don't let man lift you up, because they really quick to pull the chair out from under you. And I I mean, it's one thing if he was a child molester, human trafficking, out here raping people, uh, but he slapped another person, made a bad decision. I mean, people have done far worse, spitting on people, and we just, again, if you without sin, go ahead and cast your stone. But it was a bad decision, and that's all. It was
I
a
have
bad
not
decision.
seen an actual confirmation on this, but I know it was kind of back and forth on whether or not the academy actually reached out to him about about removing him, and he refused to be removed. That was the word. I don't know that I actually saw confirmation that actually took place. Because my
Well,
whole deal was nobody even came and tried to calm him down in the moment. You didn't see anyone. It's almost like they didn't want to ruin the broadcast. So let's not go out there and put a muzzle on him because he's saying he's out there cussing on national TV, and you never saw anyone in the moment. And then Chris Rock just, bless his heart, went right on with the show.
right. And so the question is, you don't ask somebody to leave. You get security to go on. If that was anybody
Exactly.
else, security would have walked up and been like, "Sir, come with us. Either
Hmm.
you come and you can make a scene or not." And I feel like he would have been like, "Okay, I've already made a mess. I'm not gonna make this worse by not leaving."
Right.
Because there's video footage of like a break look like between them changing a commercial, and
A
you got
commercial, yeah, where him and Tyler
Denzel
Perry and
and Tyler
Denzel,
Perry,
yeah,
yeah, and so he could have been escorted out then off camera, well,
yeah,
off live TV. And so I think they just was trying to cover their assets and say that they did something that they did not. But Will, I wish you had to listen to your 2005 song "Nice Guy,"
tell him,
because
tell him.
here's the lyrics: Mr. Nice Guy, relationship advice guy. Lights on the vice, priceless smile. Look at the eyes. Got the look of a survivor, a husband, a father. Dissed by Eminem, but didn't bother him. Yep, well, he classy. Big Will just did another 20 mil, walk right past E. I'm a nice guy. Why y'all harassing me? On the radio, they be over exaggerating, so blase with their lies. They be aggravating me, agitating me, but they waiting and hating me. They be making me crazy, but I be taking it patiently. People be messing with me, testing me, effing with me, And it say effing with me because I got the rap. He don't curse. I want to send a message to them, teaching them a lesson quickly. They publicly addressing me, disrespecting me heavily. They better be lucky the way my blessings affected me. But calm down, Willie. You don't want to drop the bomb now, Willie. Keep a nice flow for your mom down in Philly. On the news you go if you blow and act silly, you know. And if he had to listen to this guy, this 2005 Will Smith that wrote this rap, calm down, Willie. You don't want to drop the bomb now. Keep a nice flow for your mom down in Philly. On the news you go if you blow and act silly, you know. Dennis, he's a nice guy. How you doing? He's a nice guy. Good to see you. He's a nice guy. Sometimes y'all mistake nice for soft. So before I go off, I just rah, 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 rah. So yeah, cause like I told you, I'm a fan. I haven't bought all his albums, but I do own that. I can't remember the cover of the album, but this Mr. Nice Guy is one of the songs. And I was like, man, if you had to listen to him, and cause now you done been on the news and acting silly.
Mm.
Unfortunate
Unfortunately, yeah.
that guy couldn't have showed up in your spirit and be like, calm down, Willie. You don't want to go drop the bomb now, Willie. So yeah. Again, my last thing is, you without saying cast the first song, and all y'all just so so holier than thou, whatever you want to call it. Or the agent, we don't know what's gonna happen with Westbrook. Westbrook Productions, by the way, if you see that, people, is Will and Jada's little production company. Westbrook, they gonna halt this and they gonna halt that, and we gonna take a break. And I'm just like, he slapped a man. He didn't spit on him. He didn't hit him in the crotch, which is against the rules according to y'all guys. Cause I always ask, when a fight break out, why don't y'all just go to the crotch? Cause when y'all get hit down there, y'all act like y'all about to die. Let's just go to the. And then apparently that's not a rule. Brian, can you speak to that? Is that a
Yeah,
rule that
that's
y'all
just
say that's
it's
out of bounds?
that's just out of bounds.
That's
Yeah,
out of
it's
bounds. Okay.
things that it's yeah, and that's one of them.
So he didn't. He shouldn't have slapped. But if ifs was fifths, finish that line. I say it all the time.
We'd all be drunk.
Let the church say amen. Let the church say amen.
Amen. Oh
Good luck,
yeah,
Will. Chris,
yeah. Hopefully
I
this
hope you come
all.
out and say something soon, and be mindful of your role in this, because we all had a role in it, and I say we loosely, but everybody played a role in this, even the academy, because unless Chris Rock went off script, they, you know how they censor everything you say on there, so they knew that
Mhm.
joke was coming up. So academy, your hands dirty too if we all want to just act like responsible adults and not just point the finger at the one that had the most egregious offense that night.
Yeah. So hopefully
Lord, you
everything gets.
scared me. Not scared me, but I was
I,
like,
I,
what? You back? Go ahead.
I apologize.
I was listening
Hopefully.
to the Laker Nation podcast. Russ Book out here talking about I don't pay attention to this crowd. Lord, they can't wait to get you out of here.
Oh Lord.
And not
Mm.
the crowd, but this crowd. And that was a home game. Actually watched the game. Well, up until a point, and I saw the wheels falling off, and I was like, this is about to be an end. This is the end.
Yeah. Hopefully things will resolve themselves in a fair manner for for all parties involved. For Will, for Jada, for Chris, and
Well, it looked like this Will is gonna take the brunt of it, and he did a lot of heavy lifting. But Brian, it was a slap. I wouldn't even think this was this big of a deal, Brian. He slapped. It was inappropriate, but again, if it came out he was slapping his wife, like that'd be a whole nother thing for me. I'd be like, oh Lord, he'll beat women, or again,
well, yeah.
what?
Even if it was one of the hosts, because 3 women hosted that
Right,
night, even if it was one
right.
of them, then it would have been a bigger deal.
But come on, this
Yeah.
is not as big of a deal as y'all are making.
I mean,
And
he
don't act
did
like
something.
y'all don't condone violence.
No
Stop
offense,
saying that.
no offense to Chris Rock, but he did something that I'm sure a lot of people would like to do to Chris Rock.
Right. He got a show called Everybody Hates Chris. That's for a reason. Like nobody says that one, that's his experience. Oh, I think I hate my wife. What kind of movie? I was like, that's part of the reason. And he didn't write the title, I don't guess, but I was just like, I haven't been a fan. I've never been a fan of his comedic style. So um but it's still I don't want him to be slapped. I mean, like I ain't trying to get people slapped out here, but he didn't kill him. He fine. He took the slap. He did the right thing by not responding, and we just should be moving on and not acting like this is big a deal as we want to make it.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, moving on from
to the fun
or
stuff.
yeah, let's move on to some just and this not really to preview anything, just to kind of talk about what's coming out for the MCU. We got Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. The tickets go on sale this week. Um,
I didn't know they sold tickets a month before. Is that's normal?
mhm.
Maybe I ain't been. Okay, go ahead. I don't go to the movies. Go ahead.
For movies of like MCU stature, they've been doing that for a couple of years now. I mean,
Okay.
obviously, COVID halted a couple of that, but yeah, but they were like I can remember.
Speaking of which,
Go ahead.
did you ever see that 007 movie that was halted like 20,000 times? I still ain't seen it. I
I have
forgot
not
it came
yet.
out.
Yeah, I haven't yet.
Okay, go ahead. Move on.
Uh, and we got Doctor Strange and Wanda and all them in the Multiverse of Madness. That'll be coming out. Moon Knight is out right now on Disney Plus.
What did you think of the first one? I'm waiting to see. I want to see all. I want all of them to be up so I can keep going if I want to.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I think it was better than I thought it was going to be. I was, a little iffy on it because I really didn't know much about the Moon Knight
He got
character.
split personality disorder,
Mm-mm.
dissociative identity disorder,
Yeah,
right? It sounds look like in a trailer. Cause
yeah.
he don't know what be happening out there.
I mean, he's one person. Um, I can't even think of the guy's name now because he
His
plays.
government name.
Yeah. So he's Steven, the gift shop attendant at the museum. That's his his actual persona. Then he's a mercenary named Mark Spector by night. And then there's the Moon Knight character. There's the Khonshu is some ancient god that's taken kind of taking over him, and he's
Hmm.
yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how they play this out.
Well, one of the shout out Larry again. His one of the kids was like that. It was DC's version or of Batman or something maybe.
Okay,
I was
yeah,
like, okay, well, I guess if you're doing this work at night and killing, well, stopping crime, but I ain't seen it, so I don't know.
Miss Marvel had his first trailer out recently. Um,
Brian, I don't know what I'm gonna try to watch it, but I ain't like the trailer. I wasn't intrigued. I ain't gonna say I ain't gonna like it. I wasn't intrigued. It didn't intrigue me enough to make me want to see it.
yeah, I think that one was more to kind of show the childlike nature of it. Um, I think maybe the next trailer will get a little bit more of the plot, and maybe we'll see things a little bit clearer. For me, Miss Marvel is just a means to get to the Marvels movie with her, Monica Rambeau, and Captain Marvel. That's what I'm trying to get to, and
Well, I
that's
want
all.
to see what happened to Monica, and
Right.
cause
So
we saw in what's the name of
WandaVision.
WandaVision, she feels some kind of way. So
Yes. So uh, we haven't got anything on She-Hulk or Thor: Love and Thunder, anything like that yet. Thor: Love and Thunder is 3 months away. We hadn't even got the first trailer yet. So yeah, so those two, She-Hulk will be coming out after Miss Marvel on Disney Plus.
So was WandaVision a one-off?
It looks like it's only gonna be one season.
Okay.
Now, that's just the rumors out there, and maybe that means something happens to Wanda in Doctor Strange.
Spider-Verse.
Uh,
I meant
in,
Spider-Verse, Strange
in
Multiverse.
Multiverse of Madness. I don't know, but yeah, it's looking like that's only gonna be Loki season 2 is already filming.
So Lucky gonna
So
have another
we're
one.
gonna get a
Okay.
second Loki season.
Is that where you sent me the pictures of muscles of Jonathan Majors?
Oh no, that was him. That's actually him on set of the new Creed movie. He's gonna be in the next Creed movie. And but I thought
Oh,
that was hilarious. I said, Lord, he got the MCU body. Because
right. He all ripped up. Okay, I see you. Aspirational.
yeah. But right now I
Okay.
think what did I tell you? The Marvels, Secret Wars, and Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania are all filming simultaneously because Samuel L. Jackson came out and said that he was on all 3 sets. So he's gonna have a role in all 3 movies.
Let me tell you, Brian.
Uh-oh.
You know how much money this man make?
A
He,
lot. Him
I
and
mean,
Magic and their significant others keep going on all these little vacations together.
like, what? You shooting 3 movies at the same time?
Hmm.
Come on, bro. I ain't mad at you. I'm just saying.
I can't believe. And speaking of Sam, I didn't realize until I was just kind of watching things last week. He got his first Oscar ever last week, and it
Oh,
was
what did he
like
get an Oscar for?
he got the Lifetime Achievement Award. It's called something, but basically that's what it is, Lifetime Achievement Award. And that was his first ever
Well, he
Oscar.
sure don't earned it. Cause he been in every movie under the sun.
Yes.
Pulp Fiction, I guess, was when you first noticed. Well, let me. I lie. When you first noticed him, Brian.
Coming to America.
There you go. Freeze!
Yeah.
Freeze! I I can't. And then I always forget that was. I was like, Lord, that was Samuel L. Jackson trying to rob McDowell's. That's so sad.
what
And
he
then Pulp
call?
Fiction.
What did he call? Oh God, the man that just died recently. White guy.
Oh, Wood, not Woody. Shoot. Ah, cause he had a cartoon series.
I can't think of his name. Jesus.
Ah. Anyway,
Yeah.
uh,
He said, what did he say to him when he was robbing McDowell's?
you know how he cursed.
Yeah. Louis Anderson.
Freeze,
Louis.
Louis.
Oh Lord.
Put your hands and give me whatever behind the register.
Oh
Fat
man.
boy. Didn't he call him Fat
Fat
boy?
boy. Yes.
Freeze, Fat boy. And you will you please refrain from cursing in front of these people in the presence, excuse me, in the presence of these people. Yeah, and then Pulp Fiction, and then the rest is history, I guess.
You know what I need? I need them to do a Where Are They Now on uh the lady that played Patrice. Because she wasn't
Right.
in the second one. I need to know what she doing. Allison Dean is her name. How about I didn't know Cuba Gooding Jr. was in that movie?
Who?
Cuba Gooding Jr.
Oh,
He was the boy getting a haircut in the
oh, he
first.
said, "Don't stall me, fat boy." Go
Yeah,
ahead.
and don't stop me, fat
Don't
boy.
stall me, fat boy. Come on. And he's trying to stuff money in that McDowell bag. Lord, I might have to pull out Coming to America again. If you would please
Oh,
refrain from cursing in the presence of these people. Who the F are you? All right, go ahead. I'm sorry. I got distracted. You said, "What a
ah,
sister." We don't know. I ain't never see her in anything else again.
mm-mm,
They didn't even pull her out for the remake,
mm, yes.
and I don't know if she what is not no longer with us or what. Um, who else you asked about? You know, Curly guy. He been around. Jerry, I mean, with the Soul Glow hair.
Yes.
Was he on ER before that or after that? Because, he was on ER for a minute.
I believe it was after, because I think the ER came out after that.
So he had, he don't have some good times. We know James Evans. That man name is not James Evans, but he been fine and getting some work. We didn't see Lisa in much, have we?
I have not. No.
So that didn't work out too well. And honestly, I know that well before that, what's his name had his own show, but the guy that had his own talk show at night show,
Arsenio.
Arsenio, you know, I don't know that he was doing too much acting anyway. Like he was trying to do, I guess, his thing, with having his show and whatnot.
Well, just to transition back really quick, the MCU stuff coming out. I want to be excited for Secret Wars, the TV show, because I know how big the comic book series, the comic book run on that was.
Hmm.
But I know I'm gonna feel some type of way if somebody that I really like in the MCU winds up being a Skrull. I know I'm gonna feel some type of way about it.
I don't think it can't be the scrolls. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see what they do with that.
Yes. Looking
Uh-uh.
forward to that. Looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, just because that seems like the more you hear about it, the more it's going to be really big. We might actually get the Fantastic Four some kind of way in that movie.
And that award, what's the name one was the Governor's Award. Not
The
really sure why
Governor's
it's called
Award.
the Governor's
Yeah, I
Award.
don't know. I know it was something that didn't make no sense. So,
Exactly.
Thor: Love and Thunder.
Is
I
this
just
gonna actually be about love or what are we doing?
Well, it's where Jane Foster's gonna become the lady. I guess
A superhero?
she's gonna become Thor. Is she gonna get the Thor like powers?
That's right. The transition that happened
Hmm.
how many years ago? Was it Comic-Con or something?
Yes.
Or some release they had where she had the suit on or okay, okay. Okay, Lucy.
Yeah, and Guardians of the Galaxy will have two. One special coming out on Disney Plus, which will be at Christmas time. It's their Christmas special, and then they'll have Volume 3, the final installment of their trilogy, coming out later next year.
Well, I wonder how that's gonna work with what's her name did.
See, she came. They brought her back from the 2000. Remember the 2014 version of her is now in the MCU.
So so she did Thanos didn't toss her off of the thing to get that stone?
So she's dead in our timeline, but that 2014 version that came in at the end of Endgame, she's here, but she don't have none of the she don't know Peter Quill and she don't know
Oh,
any of
she
them.
don't know any of that part.
Yeah,
Okay, so that's how they kept her.
so she'll
Okay.
because the last thing you see of them is Peter Quill's on the ship right
Hmm.
at the end of the movie, trying to search for her.
You talking about the dude with the whistle or something? Did the whistling dude?
Oh no, Peter. He's the Star Lord.
Oh, Star Lord. Okay,
Yeah.
the main character,
Mm-hmm.
the white guy that was taken up while his mama was dying in the
Yes.
hospital. When that happened in there, I remember seeing that, and I was like, "What? He don't went outside, mama in here singing. Now I don't kidnap him." All right, go ahead.
And then we also got Wakanda Forever coming out, Black Panther.
Yeah. There's a lot going on out in these streets.
It's
Cause we don't know. Have any leaks been? Is Siri winning it or
and well,
what
we
the
don't know all
road
that,
gonna
but we
be?
do
Ain't no
know
leaks.
that M'Baku got him a nice little raise. So the guy that plays M'Baku.
I
So
remember
yeah.
Baku from that he was on Spencer Confidential. He wasn't playing Baku, but obviously, but if you've
Oh
seen
yeah,
Spencer
with
Confidential,
Wahlberg. Yes.
yeah.
we're supposed to get Ironheart in that movie, which is like the next Iron Man. She was Riri Williams, I think is her comic book
So
name.
now we're going to women superheroes with
Yeah.
Thor and this person.
I
Hey,
guarantee
that
you
should be interesting.
how they make her they make her one of those people that got that grant that Iron Man was giving out in Civil War to those kids
Right.
from
Hmm.
because she's from MIT. She goes to MIT.
Ah, okay.
So I'm
Interesting.
thinking she's going to be one of those people that got one of the grants, and she winds up making her a little Iron Man suit.
Or
And
do an internship with him or
that'll
something.
be interesting to see how that plays out.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's so much coming on in the MCU. I'm glad that COVID is subsided enough where these movies can get back to production. And yeah, because I love me a movie.
So Brian,
Oh,
I don't know if you've ever watched. Have you ever watched any of these people that eat a lot of food in these short minutes?
uh, mm, once a couple. I've seen a couple
Okay,
of
I've seen
videos.
several of them.
Yeah,
I don't know how they do it. I need us. I want to. The amount of food that this one. I think his name Hanson, Joe Hanson, and it's another guy that I watched. Beard Meats Food. He in London somewhere.
yes, yeah. I know you're talking about.
Um, and I was just like, how can you eat that much food and not be sick to your stomach? I mean, they be eating food that's enough for 3, 4, 5 people sometimes.
Yeah, and just eating it with ease, and I just
Yeah, his name is Joel Hansen, and like he talking about 13 pounds cheesesteak challenge, and I I can't understand. I just can't understand for the life of me. Oh, I'm sorry. You know it happens. And then there's another guy. I can't think of his name. But yeah, it's a couple of them I watch. And usually I wind up fast forwarding it a little bit, but because I'm just always be like, how are you doing that? One of them got kicked out of the place because he was eating too much. The manager came up was like, "You gotta leave." I was like, they can't afford to have you eating that amount of food more than because they know that people you can only eat so much.
uh,
And to have a professional person like this, because it's a lady named Katina. She one of the women that I've seen and watched eat, and she's a little bitty thing, and she be eating like these really big pizzas and all this stuff, and I'd be like, wow,
yeah.
wow. Anyway, I got sidetracked because I just saw that on a YouTube thing. But go ahead.
No, that's all I had. We could wrap it up from there. I'm just looking forward to all the movies coming and TV shows coming out. Give us some more stuff to talk about. Winning Time. Me and T haven't been together watching it just yet, but it's getting better every week. I hadn't seen this week's episode yet. They're supposed to be getting ready to play their first game in this week's episode. So,
Well, I have one more question before we close out.
mhm.
When did we start having an HBCU All Star game on TV? Did you see that?
I did not.
CBS. Okay, Brian. I don't want to throw. I love my people, and I don't know why they doing this. And it's probably good for HBCUs. Or hopefully somebody got some money. But with it being an All Star game, I don't really know how a specific teams would have got any money. But maybe the kids could have got paid. Brian, when I turned it on, I was like, is this like a high school all star like all American team or something playing? Cause they look like they were still in high, like they really little. They look,
No.
and then I was I watched a few seconds and then I looked at the court and I was like, wait a minute, that's the HBCU All Stars. I was like, what is happening right now? I meant to text you and ask you, did you know this was even a thing? And that might have been the first one.
I had no idea.
CBS had that on. It was on at the same time the Lakers was playing Denver.
Mm.
And I said, wait a minute, are these high schoolers? And then I was like, oh no, they are not high schoolers. I flipped back a couple of times to watch it, but I was just like, this ain't it. This may not be good publicity for y'all because y'all look like high school kids. They were just so small and not that I mean, just the way they played, I was like, this is definitely not the NCAA. Does the NCAA have an All-Star game?
Yeah, so they had it this weekend. Reese's hosted it. It's they just do it for seniors. So
I wonder why they don't have it on. Cause I didn't know it. I feel like I know they had like a dunk contest or something.
Yeah, they did that and the 3-point contest and all that. And then they had a senior All-Star game. It was, I think CBS Sports put it on, not the regular CBS Sports.
Okay, well, yeah, CBS was trying to get HBCUs a little shout out, I guess, because they definitely were on TV yesterday playing their All-Star game, and I was like, what is happening right now? Because I thought I was watching some high schoolers.
That's interesting.
No disrespect, I mean, that's just the level of, they ain't going to have that level until some more 5-stars start going to historically black colleges and universities. For those who don't know what HBCU stands for.
But yeah, that's interesting. Maybe it's something to talk about for another day.
No, it's not really. If you saw it, no. it was like, what is happening? It wasn't a lot of people in the stands. I was like, I don't really know what we doing here, but y'all must have needed something to put on. And God bless everybody that made the All-Star team.
Yeah, that's it. But as always,
I'm just saying.
I am one of your hosts, Brian Mackay, and I am with
T. God is good all the time, Davis.
And this has been the Mac and T Show podcast. Thank you for listening.
This is the Mac and T Show. This is the Mac and T Show. We talk movies and TV shows, sports and world news, coasting like on a world cruise. Hosted by Brian Mackay and T Davis. Yeah. You can't tame us. We're going to the top, we're becoming famous.
What time is it?
It's time for the Mac and T Show.
What time is it?
I said it's time for the Mac and T Show.